Back here at Bryan Station High School, we have the winning coach from our first game today, Coach Brent Jackson. And, Coach, first and foremost, congratulations on a championship win, but, boy, was it tough.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, I'd like to check my heart rate right now. It's still ticking. They made it interesting.
I'm surprised your head's not coming off at the top of it. But we thought going into this ball game, when we saw you both play yesterday, we said, man, that game's going to be, if not the best game of the state championship series of the 4 on Sunday, it could be maybe the best of the entire thing. The score kind of misleading, though, there at the end.
It is. Hey, that game wasn't out of control or in hand until a minute and 30 seconds, I felt like. And I kept asking our coaches, are we okay? Yeah, Coach, we're good. We're good. Just you can relax a little bit. I'm never always relaxed. But yeah.
Okay, Coach is never relaxed.
Hey, great team. I mean, they've got 4 kids that can either break it every play, and then boom, boom. Next thing you know, you got two scores, and they're right back in it. So, yeah, we didn't rest until that final tick.
Both teams with a bevy of running backs that they can call on and quarterbacks who do a nice job of running what you ask them to run. I'm amazed every time I come to this thing. This is my 7th year doing this. I get totally reacquainted with the middle school brand of football. It is not what we are used to seeing with middle school football. The games are coming much better with these teams. And everybody asks, well, why are these programs at the high school level so good? I said it begins right down here at the middle school level and below. And that's why Corbin and Boyle County continue to go deep in the playoffs in the high school ranks.
That's right. There's a direct correlation between how this translates into high school. And Coach Haddix and our high school coach, man, he came up in 2014 as his first year when he got hired at Corbin, and he was totally bought in. He said, this is the level of middle school football that's going to help teams that buy in, get to the level where they want to be on Friday nights. And it's really helped our program. And man, what a tremendous experience up here. The KYMSFA, they do a great job. And I told our coaches when they got on the bus, I said, guys, don't take this for granted. It's so hard to get here.
And the thing is, too, this is Boyle County's first trip here ever.
It is
at the middle school level.
It is.
And of course, you look at things, and we were talking about, Longmire for you, and then we were talking about Severe in the middle linebacker. But I'm telling you what, Coach, we thought this thing could be a high-scoring affair, especially the way it started out for both teams.
Yeah.
And then the defense just kind of said, wait a minute, we're still here.
Exactly.
And they took over the game, and, of course, you scored 6 points. But I have to get your opinion as the opposing coach of Jackson Smith, the place kicker for Boyle County. We were sitting here talking about, you had to understand that the young man, what you saw yesterday, could do, but lining up for a 51-yard field goal, first off, as the opposing coach, you got to be going, they're out of their mind.
Just because of knowing what he could do and just kind of scouting report and whatnot, he probably was one of the major topics of our conversation last night trying to prepare at the hotel. Because, he said, hey, if we keep it close, he'll beat you. And when he lined up for that field goal, I'll be honest with you, I expected him to hit it. And at whatever point it was in the distance.
I think it was late third quarter, I believe.
Yeah, and I thought he's going to hit this field goal, and he's phenomenal. I mean, man, sign that kid right now. I'm sure he's got people looking, but he's a weapon, unbelievable weapon. And we just said, hey, keep him at bay. If we can trade 3 for 6 and make that the 4-quarter deal, we'll be out on top.
Now that if he gets away from UK and he's in their backyard, who's ever charged of special teams needs to be fired.
He needs to be kicking next Saturday night.
But here's the thing. What's neat about this, now you can look ahead to not only next year, but you have been a part of this situation. They do have what known as an all-star team. It's Team Kentucky.
Right.
I don't know if you're having anything as a coach with this. If you do, I guarantee you where you're going to look, number 1, 14 in white.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, he's your first guy. He's your first guy. You're going to take him on the road.
And then you go everybody else.
Yeah.
Because special teams at the middle school level are so vitally important. It's important at every level, but at the middle school level, it's really more important.
It's a third of the game, and obviously we can't kick very well. And that's one thing we need to do a better job of. We ain't got that kid anywhere lurking around in Corbin. But at the same time, we preach.
Sir.
Special teams is a third of the game, guys. And we really work on it in practice because it is such a big aspect.
And if I'm not mistaken, the year that you were the head coach for Team Kentucky, did you all not make the championship game down in the Alamo Dome? Am I correct? Or you got close?
I had kids on that team.
Okay.
And then the following year, Well, no, in 2014, I was the head coach of the East West also.
That was it.
But yeah, I followed those guys and kind of piggybacked with them a little bit and helped them.
If I'm not mistaken, that group are now juniors at Corbin, right? I'm talking about the Sam's kid 14. As well as Noah Taylor and all that group.
Yes, sir. We're expecting big things from them at the end of this year and next year. Phenomenal group.
Yes, the Devin Sands, we were talking about the one catch. We had a guy last night ask us what was the best play we've seen in this. Well, Coach Meehan has only joined us since last year, but William and I saw the one-handed catch from Devin Sams.
22 years or 21 years, this is my 21st year, that's the best catch, and especially in that situation, Bowling Green, game still tight, second quarter, and, man, we had to have a big play. He made a big play, and it's probably the best play I've seen from a kid.
And this is Longmire,
Oh, God.
Well, and of course, you had the Tisdale kid last year for against Bowling Green to deal with that year and stuff we were talking about. You have seen some great athletes, not only come through Corbin, but through teams that you have played, and then especially when this format came into existence.
You're playing at the highest level, and people if people discount this up here, come watch it. Hey, you need to get your middle school team involved in this because you're playing at the highest level. Yeah. I mean, I would take us, anywhere around the country and say this level of football is really phenomenal, and kids are playing at a high level.
Well, I know Coach Meehan joined me for the first time last year for all 12 games that we did on the network, and he's back this year. He couldn't wait to find out when the dates were. He was absolutely amazed at what he was seeing. And I think the last game we called last year was the Hopkinsville TK Stone 8th grade game.
It was a great game.
That was an unbelievable game, too. So
game.
Everybody said, how do you wind up doing all these games? I says, it's simple. I drink a whole lot of hot tea with lemon juice in it. That's the best way to get through it.
Well, I was up here last year, and we hadn't been here since 2014, and been
a while since Corbin. I realized that.
It has been a while, and I came up on Sunday evening and watched the games. I just told my wife when I got home, "Hey, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get back there. It's such an experience, and man, like I said, we don't take it for granted."
Let me ask you this real quick. I know you had the 8th grade team up. Do you have anything to do with the 7th grade team too, or you just kind of hang out?
I'm over the program, but Coach Foley, Wendell Foley, he heads, and we got a whole 7th grade staff. We think that's kind of a secret weapon of ours. We practice at the same place, but we're separate, and we mix it up. And they go against us a lot, and they battled us this year.
They'll be the game after this one
coming
up.
They're a phenomenal team, too.
I tell you what, Coach, congratulations on a big win. But, again, I look forward to this as well. I do high school games. I do Georgetown College games, too. I'm really enjoying my time at Georgetown College. Of course, being an alum there kind of helps, too. Right. But I will tell you, I look forward to this weekend every year. This is year number 7. I will be back if you guys and William will have me for year number 8 next year.
We appreciate PrepSpin, man. I said last night, how nice is it to go to the hotel and pull back up PrepSpin, and we don't have to worry about filming our games or anything like that, and then instant replay. I mean, come on, where are you getting that in the middle school level?
Well, and here's the other thing too, Coach, that I would love. William and I would love to come down and do a high school game at Corbin, especially in the playoffs, and we want to make it a game day style thing. We want to come down, not only do the high school game that night, but we also want to get involved with the tailgating down there. I actually got a little taste of that last fall when I came down for the Casey County Corbin playoff game, which actually was a great game as well.
Phenomenal football, Friday night football atmosphere.
And evidently I missed a really good game last weekend.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
But we love it. Congratulations, Coach. We love it. Thank you for having us.
God bless you guys. Appreciate what y'all do.
We will see you next week. We're getting ready for game number 2.
Go Red Hounds.
There you go. Coach Brent Jackson of Corbin, a championship for this team. And I tell you what, he says he's won a few of these before, but he said, you know what? It never gets old. I'm going to do everything I can do to get back this year, and they get back and they win it. Ready for game number 2. Coach, I tell you what, if this one lives up to game number 1, we're in for a good afternoon.
Hey, I guess Coach Jackson here must have they're switching the line up the wrong way. He must have been out in the rain a little bit.
No, they drowned him. They got him. They drowned him.
Oh, because the headsets are wet now from his head.
He was trying to run away, and they got him. And I'll give you 2 guesses who got a hold of him to keep him in place.
Yeah, I bet it was
Severe, actually. Yeah. Severe grab a hold of you, you're not going nowhere. He said, if I'm in charge of Team Kentucky for the 8th grade, he said, I'm looking right number 1 for number 14 in white. He said, because that is definitely a weapon. And he said, then I've got plenty of other talent to choose from as well.
Yeah. Ooh.
He couldn't believe it. He said, did you hear his answer when I asked him when they were lining up for that 51-yard field goal?
He said he knew
I said, he probably in your mind was sitting there thinking, I was thinking he was going to make it because he's that good. They game planned around him. Do you realize that last night?
Well, real quickly, Travion Longmire had 8 carries for 125 yards in that
Unbelievable.
Pretty good running back, buddy.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I need to find a Pikeville roster there. Coach, you find us one over there a while ago just now? Daggone it. Maybe I can get one here. Maybe we may have to. We're waiting. What are we waiting on?
They switched them, and they weren't ready. The officials just weren't ready to get this thing started.
We have 7 officials again for this game, Coach. I think. 1, 2. No, 1, 2, 3, 4.
No,
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
This game was. We didn't get a roster yesterday for this game because it was at LCA.
It was over at LCA. We do have the LCA roster, however.
Yes, but we need the Pikeville roster.
Well, I'm going to work on that, Coach. Trust me on that one. As every famous political person will tell you, they call themselves public servants, but I can't do that. The public servants are the guys in uniform, EMTs. First responders, firefighters, and police. This one kicks up at the 20. It's grabbed deep by a young man for Pikeville. I'll try to listen to the PA guy, see if we can pick up numbers. Couldn't hear the name there.
Nope, ball 20-yard line.
Ball to stop and at the 20.
Well, let's see what we got going on here with these two teams. We are a little familiar with LCA if they run the same thing the offense does. Now, when I was coaching over there, the middle school coach actually did practice some with the high school coaches. Not any drills, any hitting drills or anything, but in some of the structure stuff. So,
well, there's a young man. Once we've learned his number, it looks like number 9 for LCA. He won't be too hard to pick out. Got gold shoes over there on the far right cornerback.
We'll call him gold shoes.
There you go. Shotgun formation for Pikeville. High snap, ball fumbled. Looks like LCA's got it on the turnover immediately.
Right away. Good penetration. Bad snap. Yeah.
Recovered by number 8. Tyler Morris on the recovery for the LCA Eagles. And guess what? Young man's not on my roster. So somebody borrow the pen over there real quick underneath the – over there underneath there. That will have my own pen.
Hand off to the tailback.
I'll mark his number down and mark his name down while I'm at it. Tyler Morris.
Number 5 on the carry. Or, no, 6. These are –
Number 5 will be Andrew Pulliam.
No, it's number 6, I think. We have a late flag on this one, too.
Holding on LCA.
16's the quarterback.
16 the quarterback will be Mason Moore. Boy, those numbers, it's a royal blue look for LCA. You see the numbers. I can't tell if they're black or that charcoal or gun barrel gray with a little white number. Boy, they're tough to see. A little white trim around it.
And Pikeville is even worse.
Yeah,
for us. No, we're talking about up here in the press box. We're not criticizing their uniforms.
Coach, you got those binoculars? I'm going to see if I can pick up a number or two. How about that?
Sir,
that'll work.
Go for it.
How about that? I got 4 of them. I made 2 extra needed here. 6 will hopefully help me here. Quarterback is number 16, as we said, Moore. They run young man motion. They throw it deep and over the head of number...
I think it's 9, isn't it?
Well, yeah, number 9. That would be Elijah Hamilton, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 20 from the Pikeville 29-yard line. Just underway, Pikeville ran one play from the line of scrimmage. They fumbled after a bad snap from the center to the quarterback on the shotgun snap. We get twin receivers to the right side. Back 2 here to the left. The 2 back to the left are a little bit closer. They give it off to number 1 coming around the edge here. Deep in the backfield. He's in trouble. Tries to reverse field. Finally cut it up. Broke a tackle. He's in the open field, and he'll go in standing up for a touchdown.
Nice job, boy.
Xavier Brown.
Brown broke several tackles on that play. A really nice cut.
Boy, he was in trouble in the backfield. Should have been dropped for a loss. Somehow got away, and then found daylight down the near side here, and he goes 25 yards for an LCA touchdown.
We're going to look at that again, I'm sure. We have a 2-point conversion going. Let's look at it after the 2-point conversion, if possible.
2-point conversion now is Brown
or they're
and
kick
Moore.
It. No,
they're going to go for 2.
2.
Pistol formation. They give it on the deep. Handoff to Brown. He weaves his way in for the 2-point conversion.
Did a nice job. Went underneath everybody.
And just like that, LCA goes on top by a score of 8-0.
Yeah, that was because of the turnover. The fumble made a big difference in that play. The one play from scrimmage, they fumbled the snap a little bit. LCA gets on it. A couple plays later,
Look at this run here by Brown. The jet sweep as they come around. Penetration here by Pikeville. And they got him hemmed in. This little move here, the stiff arm, the little shimmy, the little shake, and then he gets a little crease. And look at all the black jerseys that are in the area, though, Coach.
Right, yeah.
And somehow they can't
pin him against the sideline.
And bring him down.
Could have knocked him out of bounds a couple times, but just weren't able to do it.
Yeah, unbelievable. Now back deep for Pikeville, and we apologize. We don't have a roster from Pikeville right now. We haven't been able to get one. 32 here on the near side is the one young man, and back deep in the other side looks like number 8.
Oh, we'll let that ball roll.
This one comes down to 32 at the 3. Up the middle of the field, angling, hit and drop just shy. And a flag coming up, and there's going to be a personal foul on the backside, way away from the play.
Way away from the play. Either a late hit or a block in the back.
Well, it's going to be called a personal foul, Coach.
Well, I mean, it was either a late hit or a.
Well, that's an emphasis now. If it's way away from the play, has nothing to do with it, they're going to call a foul.
And it was way away from the play.
It was a good 30 yards away from it, and that's why, because it's going to pretty much the defender is going to be a defenseless player there. So we're going to get half the distance to the goal, so they move it back to the 9-yard line.
All right, well, that backs them up, and that's a problem. So we'll see if we can get some names. We'll listen to the
We're working on
PA
Pikeville.
So.
Still working on a roster for Pikeville. Quarterback's a big young man, number 8 in black with the maroon pants and the white helmets. They turn, they fake it. He's going to run it on the zone, and that wasn't much of a zone read, but he gets dropped in the backfield by number 9 for LCA.
We forgot to give the Corbin coach the Mingy.
That's Elijah Hammond. I'll have to give it to him in a minute. William, I know who he is and where he's staying. So Elijah Hamilton on the drop of the quarterback running for Pikeville. I didn't catch the name either of the quarterback for Pikeville. Again, we apologize. Pikeville fans, if you're listening and watching on your cell phone over across the way, please get us a roster with numbers. And if you can, find one in numerical order. That would help. They give it off to the guy on the jet sweep. This is coming around here the near side. This is number 32, and he gets drilled right at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, a good tackle by Brown against Xavier Brown, playing offense and defense.
And it'll be third down. And he got 1 yard back, so gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd and 12 now. Coach, it's amazing when you bring binoculars to a press box what you can see.
Yeah, I know. It's nice to have. You see, I'm sitting next to a monitor.
The unfortunate thing is I'm not real smart and don't bring binoculars of my own.
I always have them with me. Spread the field.
Yeah, these are an example of uniforms, Coach, that we can't see jersey numbers. This one thrown out in the flat, incomplete for number 12 for Pikeville.
It's covered pretty well, too.
Yeah,
so.
Xavier Brown over there, number 1, easy and nice coverage for LCA. So Pikeville will punt. They fumbled on their first offensive play of the championship game this afternoon. Then they turn around and a 3-and-out. So Pikeville maybe a little bit of nerves. They haven't been here in a couple of years either as Pikeville Middle School. Snap. We have a flag falling, maybe offsides against the LCA.
Hopefully there's a safety if it isn't.
Safety because they're letting the play.
Touchdown.
That's a safety, but they're letting the play. Nope. Maybe it was illegal procedure. I don't know.
Yeah, it was illegal procedure. So.
Wow, why didn't he stop it then? Why didn't he stop the play? Or maybe an illegal formation, maybe. Declined. It'll be a touchdown for LCA. Safety, okay. So it makes it now 10-0 in favor of LCA. Coach, explain to the difference why they would let the play through as opposed to stopping it. with the signal being the same thing.
Well, it was a procedure penalty, and somebody moved, but it moved, I guess, so quickly that they didn't make the call. Otherwise, it had to be something with a formation, where they had an illegal formation of some kind.
And more than likely, may have been the formation, you think?
Well, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, too many men in the backfield.
Yeah.
See the right tackle there in punt formation. He was about a yard and a half behind the guard, so that was possibly the call.
Possibly, but usually they let him get away with that. I'll see if I can get us a roster.
Okay, thank you, sir. Working on that. I'm trying with, and these numbers are murdered from Pikeville trying to see them. Now, giving the place kick for Pikeville will be number 34, and you don't see this very often now. He'll lay the ball down on the side on the ground, but they have to have a tee by rule. So Pikeville quickly behind 10-0 after a fumble on the opening play of the game for the Panthers. It was recovered, and 3 plays later, Xavier Brown goes 35 yards for an LCA touchdown, and then ran in the 2-point conversion. Did Brown, made it 8-0, and then a 3-and-out, and a bad snap on the punt for Pikeville. And it wound up being tackled in the end zone, did the punter for the Panthers, for a safety. And, Coach, I'm explaining what's going on right now. The official had the Pikeville kicker had the ball on the ground sideways, but the official picked the ball up, and I'm assuming by rule for the high school and middle school ranks, you have to have a tee.
Yeah, you have to have a tee. You have to put it on the tee. You can lay it down flat, but you have to put it on the tee.
Here's the onside kick. It's rolling, and LCA has it at the 18-yard line. I don't get why you would try an onside kick after giving up a safety.
I don't either. Nobody has. They all have only one roster over there, so they're gonna
try
just call to find one for us.
Cool.
Or if that doesn't work, we'll take a picture of theirs.
Okay, that'll work. The LCA will have it 1st and 10 from their own from the Pikeville 30-yard line. Pikeville already down 10-0. They give it off to Brown deep. Seeing a flag fly in, that's actually number 6. Don't have his name. For the LCA Eagles, let's see who this is.
Make sure it's 6 now. Those numbers are hard.
Yeah, it was number 6. I made sure I looked at it twice on the back of the jersey. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct against the LCA. Now, I don't know what that's about, but that flag came out early from the umpire.
Yeah, I don't know.
15-yard penalty back to the 45, so it'll be 1st and 25. Power I formation this time from LCA. Quarterback under center. Fakes, goes back to throw. In trouble, rolls right. Has a man out there as he throws it up, and it's dropped. But I don't think it would have counted had he caught it anyway. He was out of bounds.
Yeah, I think quarterback got in a little bit of trouble. I think it was a pretty good throw, actually, out of bounds, just because the coverage was on him. So.
Looked like number 9. It's Elijah Hammond, who was the intended receiver for Mason Moore, the quarterback for the Eagles. And again, we go here to the coaching staff bringing over the quarterback all the way when the ball's on the far hash, all the way here to the near side and running him back out. I'd be tired by the time I did that, Coach. I wouldn't be able to get to play out in the huddle. Or back to throw, throws it up in the air, just off the outstretched hand of the defender who had the better shot at catching that football.
Yeah, I thought he was going to intercept the ball. He was right there.
Number 12 again. Again, we apologize for not mentioning Pikeville players' names. We don't have a Pikeville roster. They actually had their game yesterday at LCA against Owensboro Catholic. We did get an LCA roster, but we've been missing a couple of names, so we're working on getting those names for LCA.
Yeah, the Pikeville radio station's broadcasting this game. And
3rd and 25. They give it off deep to Brown. Actually, that's number 6 again. Ricky Knight.
Number 6?
That's what they say.
Is Knight.
I thought they said Ricky Knight, right?
Yeah.
And he only got a couple of yards, so it actually got a yard to be fourth. And what they would say up in the mountains, a country mile. 24.
If you are listening and watching this game at home in Pikeville, go ahead and you can send me the numbers of some of the people on the field until we get a roster. You can just send it at Coach Meehan, MEIGHAN on Twitter.
Flag coming out. I don't know if being on the line of scrimmage for LCA and pass. Yeah. Passes incomplete, and Pikeville will probably refuse the penalty and take over 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't on the 4th down like that if they didn't punt the football.
Who plays the next game?
Does Gary want to know?
I think it's Corbin and Cottle, 7th grade.
Yeah, Corbin and Cottle. I'll do
it. You need to do it, Coach, because I don't have my phone with Gary's contact information in. I got a cheap phone till I get my new phone back. I'm lost without it. I got all my contacts in it and got your name and Coach's number and everything, and I'm just Gary's number. I'm just totally lost. Here come the Panthers back to the line of scrimmage. They take over 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line, trailing 10-0. But what's not good when you come out of the huddle and your two running backs are looking at each other going, now what was the play call? Timeout Pikeville from the coaching staff over there on the sideline. I think the coaching staff saw that and goes, no, that's not good at all, when the two running backs look at each other.
No, the only time it's worse than that is when the two running backs look at each other and say, you carry it. No, you carry it.
Yeah. Been there, done that, too, at times.
Yeah.
Coach, let me ask you a question. Can coaches sometimes outthink themselves when they get from one, like the regular season, to a certain point in the playoffs?
Sometimes you can. Sometimes what you do is you spend so much time watching film that you feel confident, and then at the last minute you start having some doubts about what you prepared.
Right.
And that happens to some coaches. I know a coach. I won't mention his name, but I know a coach right now who will actually on Wednesday before the Friday game will change this whole offense or whole defense because he saw something on film that scared him. And that really shows a lack of confidence in your players.
Or lack of your own scheme. Correct?
Well, could be.
We have pro formation style there in the backfield with the split running backs there. Boy, Coach, you don't see that much. That was almost looking like a veer.
Right. Number 24 for LCA got in on that tackle. Made
24 is Chance McGahee. That's the other thing, too. A lot of people think even with the high school ranks, think you got to know how to pronounce a young man's name. But unless you ask, been around as long as Gary and I have, you ask the local people how to pronounce names, you won't get a pronunciation guide with them.
No.
Two receivers, one to either side. Backs are split again behind the quarterback. Turns and gives it off. He got a couple on the first one. This one he gets a yard. It'll be 3rd and long for Pikeville. 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. That's all those old messed up papers there, Coach, I think.
Well, I'm looking for the next game for Gary. Gary wants to know.
Gary wants to know.
Okay, it's Corbin.
I might have them in here, Coach, I think.
Who is it? It's
Corbin and Cottle. Here's that Cottle roster. And here's a Corbin 7th grade roster. There's 2 of them actually there. Got you taken care of.
Hey.
Gary, you owe me and Coach a steak dinner each. Here's a handoff, and it's that's the quarterback, number 9. He'll get about 6, and it'll be 4th and short. It'll be 2. Actually, a little more than 2. And they are in LCA territory at the Eagle 48-yard line. Just underway. We're actually 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from the completion of the first quarter of this one. Darren Douglas, along with Coach Mike Meehan, the king of Stream, William Moorfield, producing this afternoon of the Kentucky Middle School State Football Playoffs. Had a good one a moment ago. Quarterback keeper, and he's going to be stopped a yard short.
Really nice job by 24.
That was, again, McGahee on the tackle for LCA.
Good play. Watch the replay of this. Bam! McGahee comes up, and just a really good form tackle.
Nice. This is kid right here, number 24.
Yeah, McGahee. Nice job.
Coach, the guy we were talking about earlier, that's Andrew Pulliam with the gold shoes.
Yeah.
He has some purple trim and laces as
Ooh,
well.
Nice block by the fullback.
Yeah, nice block, but again, a nice tackle by, that was Brown, by 57 for Pikeville. And again, you Panther fans, if you're out there watching us online and listening to our play call, we don't have a Pikeville roster. We are working on getting one. We only have one in the press box between the PA guy, the stat crew, and us. Bring a man in motion to the Eagles. Moore turns, hands deep to Brown, has an opening. 30 or 5. He'll lower his shoulder, get inside the 35 and down to the 34-yard line. He got about 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the LCA Eagles with 1:17 to play. And LCA leading 10-0 here early on.
Driving the football, doing really well. If they don't make a mistake here, they're going to be okay. But, again, the Pikeville team, they're big players.
Mm-hmm.
They just need to figure out a way to get some penetration in there and stop this spread offense attack.
One thing I noticed is the middle school is not as quick as getting plays back-to-back as the high school.
No, their tempo's not as fast. No.
Game 3 coming up here in a moment. Let's see. Deep handoff, Moore and Brown. Miscommunication. The ball falls to the turf, and Moore falls on it at the 40. So it'll be a loss of 6.
Didn't it look to you like Xavier Brown thought he was supposed to get the ball because he turned around and looked at it when he didn't get it?
Moore might have been a little slow getting to the handoff area.
Could have been.
But game 3 coming up will be the 7th grade state championship game. I believe it's game 3. Will be Cottle. No, Cottle's 8th grade team, aren't they? Yeah, Cottle and Corbin.
Yeah, Cottle and Corbin.
Here's Brown running off to the right side. He'll get past the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd down and about 9 coming up as he gets inside the 35-yard line. Make it 3rd and 8. Actually, 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9 coming up when we get back to action here in game number 2 of the Kentucky Middle School Football Championships on PrepSpin.com.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
At Lexington Diagnostic Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Same or next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game. Call and compare prices
at the Lexington Diagnostic Center.
Back at Bryan Station High School in Lexington, Kentucky. We are headed to the second quarter of the Division III State Championship Middle School Football game between LCA and the Blue. They throw back behind the line of scrimmage. They throw down the field to Brown. He catches it at about the 18-yard line to be 1st and 10 for LCA.
Yeah, a really nice throw, a nice catch, and he was covered quite well and tackled immediately.
Tyler Morris, I believe, was the guy that received a backwards pass from Moore and then threw the ball downfield to Brown.
Yeah, that strange formation they lined up into with everybody on the line.
Just underway, 7:45, second quarter. LCA moving already ahead 10-0. They give it off to Brown on the deep handoff. Breaks the tackle in the backfield, gets inside the 20, inside the 15. And he'll be stepping out of bounds about the 14-yard, actually the 4-yard line.
Yeah, the 4-yard line.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, you lost track of the
Yard
lines
markers,
there,
yeah.
man.
Easy to do from up here, too, to be honest with you. Actually, this is one of the closer press boxes you'll be at in Lexington.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Except for maybe Lexington Catholic.
Lexington Christian's right on the.
Dunbar, you feel like you're in the next county.
Yeah. So it's first down.
First and goal from the 3. They give it off to Brown. No, that's not Brown. Yes, it is Brown. No, that's not Brown on the carry. That looks like
Coleman.
Coleman on the carry. Isaiah Coleman. Now the PA guy's having to. I don't see Isaiah Coleman on here.
That's who he called. Ball's in the 1 foot line. And he's in.
Touchdown LCA on the play. I believe they gave it to the same kid.
It's 40. Number 40.
That's Jeffrey Selby. Well, if you heard Isaiah Coleman, we better write the name down and get the number later, right?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's frustrating.
And we're not saying that it's just at the middle school level we run this problem. We've run into some problems at high schools, too, like this.
Yeah, but the fancier the uniforms get, the more difficult it is to see the numbers,
Yes.
tell you the truth.
Well, and the thing is that this black number that with the little thin white trim along the Pikeville as they go for 2 again does LCA. But the Pikeville jerseys look good, but the problem is you can't see the numbers. The maroon number on that black jersey, and I've got binoculars that you've loaned me here, Coach, and I can't pick them up, and you can't see them on the monitor here either.
It's tough. It's tough.
They look good, though. Look great.
It's cold outside, that's why.
It's cold outside, that's why we can't read the numbers.
You in here where it's warm, so your eyes are being fogged up a little bit.
Yeah, this is fogged up, I noticed.
Yeah. It's all the hot air in here that we got rolling around.
That's it, too. No, we really do apologize. I wish we could.
I wish we could get a Pikeville roster. I really do. It's driving me. I hate doing that where we can't get things. And I'm getting used to it because, Coach, when I go over to Georgetown, there I bet you every week with Coach Bill Cronin, there's about 10 number changes.
And yeah,
every week.
They don't let you know. Yeah.
No, he's good about letting us know, but I mean, we have to learn right as we get in the press box. We can learn a name and number for over there, but we couldn't. If it wasn't for our SID over there, Jenny Elder, we'd never have the right kids. Now, that's at the college level, folks. So you can only imagine what we go through when we go to high school games and middle school games at times. I literally had a guy doing a high school game one time sit right next to me, tell me write the number down of who it was as we went.
That's what I'm doing.
As we went through, but I didn't get every number until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kicking off for LCA, and I believe can't see the number on him either. Comes down to number 12. I think the number I couldn't see the number of the kid kicking off for LCA. This is when you wish you had a sideline reporter.
Yeah, it would help.
But I ain't volunteering for that gig down there. Too cold today for this old man to be down there.
I think it's hard to tell.
Well, trying to tell what kind of defensive front LCA is in. Looks like they have a 5-man front. Trying to find out. Is that a 5-man front, Coach? It looks like a 5-3.
The kicker's number 41, by the way.
41, okay. That's Andrew Dobbs for LCA. Oh, you see a guy walking around with the T?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. Here's a handoff and nothing doing up the middle.
Yeah, they're definitely in a 5-man front. You pointed that out. They're really not expecting Pikeville to pass the ball at all. They're piled up in there.
Yeah, is it a 5-3 or a 5-2, Coach? I can see the 5-man front, but I'm not aware if they got 2 linebackers or 3.
We'll count the secondary people and figure it out.
Okay.
We have to let the offense line up first. It's 5-2.
Okay. throw out into the flat. Almost intercepted, but a nice catch. And then Brown comes out with it. But a gain of about a yard for Pikeville, trailing 16-0 with 6 minutes even to play in the first half of action. Darren Douglas, the coach, Mike Meehan, along with William Moorfield, the king of stream, producing from PrepSpin.com. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Game number 1, in case you missed us. First off, where were you, right, Coach?
That's right.
If you went to church, you have an excuse. But an 11 o'clock start, and we thought it would be good. Corbin over Boyle County in a game. We saw 3 field goals by Boyle County, 2 of ridiculously long yardage. This one thrown in just over the outstretched arm of his intended receiver, number 32 for Pikeville. He'll be 4th and 10, and the Panthers will punt again. But we saw a 41-yarder, and then later in the ball game for Boyle County, Jackson Smith with a 51-yard field goal.
Yeah, and you can expect to see that on Sports Center.
And no, folks, I'm not lying.
No wind. It wasn't
no
wind.
wind.
There was no wind.
Nothing. 51
bad snap.
High snap, and here comes the guy out for Pikeville. He loses the football as he's in pursuit. We do have a flag, couple flags on the play.
Yeah, the flag was thrown almost immediately, and the snap rolled back to the punter.
Yeah, and Pikeville just having anything that can go wrong is going wrong for the Panthers in this one. An illegal procedure, probably an illegal formation probably against Pikeville. Boy, and I tell you, they evidently played a heck of a football game yesterday over at LCA against Owensboro Catholic. They hung 46 on the Aces.
Well, they can't get anything going against this LCA team, I'll tell you that.
And
the mistakes will kill you. Well, we saw that yesterday. Well, that Cottle team won because basically
they limited
turnover.
Mistakes. Yep.
And they got took advantage of a turnover right toward the end of the game.
1st and goal for LCA. Moore rolls left, in trouble now, coming back right, throws to the back of the end zone, incomplete, over the head of his intended receiver.
Hamilton.
Hammond?
Hamilton. Right?
Elijah Hammond.
It was Hammond.
Yeah, Hammond. Hammond. I may have said Hamilton earlier. If I did, I apologize, Coach.
I'm just trying to write these things down. We only have one roster.
Yeah.
Of
Got
LCA
one LCA roster, no Pikeville roster.
Yeah.
Working on trying to get it, but evidently no luck.
So far, no luck.
Well, I don't go to Keeneland. I have 0 luck. They give it off to Brown, I believe. Touchdown, LCA. Nope, that is Knight on the carry.
Yeah, nice job by Knight. Just hit off the corner of the tackle and just did a nice job of getting in the end zone. Nice job. Run that little power eye offense that they alternate in there with their spread look.
22-0 in favor of the LCA Eagles. And the 2-point conversion with 5:09 to play before halftime.
There's your spread look again with 3 backs this time.
Moore. Reverse pivots out. He turns, throws complete. I'm trying to see who. Jeffrey Selby on the 2-point reception. It's 24-0 in favor of LCA.
Now, was LCA in this tournament before?
I don't remember ever making a tournament appearance. Here's the touchdown.
Again, like right off the edge, right off the corner. Had a blocker out front, Xavier Brown out front, but didn't need him.
Yeah,
just kind of crept in.
It was Knight actually that snuck in. Brown was the blocker for him out front, but just a tough break right now for Pikeville. The good news is you still have an entire half and the rest of this one, and you're only down 3 scores.
Yeah,
you got to get something going though. You can't let LCA.
Well, you need something right now.
You
really do.
Can't get back. Can't let LCA get the ball back and score again, or you might be in trouble.
Now you want to try to get something going right now, develop some sort of offense.
Dobbs will kick off, hits it down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. This is number 12 on the return again for Pikeville.
Nice job.
Has a crease. He's over the 40. Dobbs the only man to get him and makes the tackle in the open field. Nice job by the kicker, Andrew Dobbs. He was the only LCA Eagle between the Pikeville return man and pay dirt.
Nice short tackle, too. Nice job by Dobbs. And a good run back on the kickoff. That's a good start. A good field position here.
That might settle Pikeville down a little bit, you think, Coach?
Yeah, I think so. I think they need to figure out some way to block these people, though. They're not having any luck at all blocking the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too, Coach. Dobbs usually, most kickers will try to funnel a guy towards the sideline or the other, depending on where he's at. Dobbs went up and attacked the return man, made a tackle, nice open field tackle. Under center this time. Power, looked like the wishbone look from Pikeville. And the guy, ball carrier hit the backfield.
55 and 24 both for LCA.
55 is Anthony Johns. And what was the other number, Coach?
24.
24, that's McGahee again. McGahee, very active.
And he comes from his, I guess it's a linebacker position.
Looks like the outside linebacker spot.
Yeah, comes flying in there.
Looks like it's a 5-3 now, Coach.
Well, you got to wait to see what they line up in, too.
Or maybe Moore, who's the quarterback, might be a free safety. I mean, a strong safety. Nope, 5-3.
That's a 5-3 look with the outside linebackers over the out your shoulder.
They give it off on the counter play. Gets up near midfield.
All right. All right. I think they're getting a little bit better luck now, moving the football.
Wiles Johnson on the stop for LCA.
Gotta stop that penetration. That's what's killing them.
Yep, 3rd and 8. Now they've actually, hopefully that kickoff return settled them down a little bit.
Yeah. With 3:42 to go in this first half of this football game. 3:42, 24-0 in favor of LCA Eagles.
And again, LCA, the team in the all blue with the white helmets. And we send the receiver to the near side, one back to the right, tight end to the right, backs on both sides.
Oh, come on, delay game.
And he didn't get the playoff quick enough. And one thing that our viewers out there will recognize or see in our shot on camera here is yesterday we went 4 or 5 officials. We have 7 today.
7 officials. They cover everything. They see it all.
They turn, hand it off. Nope, fake. They hit him in flat on the pass, but he gets hit as soon as he catches it. Yeah, and nice. Drop for a gain of 2. It'll be 4th and 11 now for Pikeville.
Yeah, nice job. 2 or 3 people in on that play.
Well, a good kickoff return. Now a penalty and a short gain has put them behind the chains.
Yeah, and that's they can't afford to have the penalties. That's for sure. That's going to really slow you down. So, timeout.
Is it timeout Pikeville or timeout?
Pikeville.
Timeout Pikeville. Want to remind you we have 2 more games after this one. The next game coming up will be the Spartans of Cottle Middle School out of Richmond, Kentucky, here in central Kentucky, against the Red Hounds of Corbin. That is going to be a really good football game.
Comeback kids of Cottle, I'll tell you.
And that Corbin 7th grade team is pretty good, too. You heard Coach Brett Jackson, the 8th grade head coach of Corbin, a moment ago talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the nightcap will be the Maroons of Northern Pulaski against, I've gone brain dead. Help me out here, Coach. I have gone blank.
Is it a 7th grade game?
It's an 8th grade game. The 2nd grade game is the next one. Pikeville, twin receivers to both sides. They come out here to the near side. Nice catch. Caught. He needs to break a tackle. Can't do it. Nice open field tackle by Brown.
Yeah, it was a really good throw and catch that time. He just throwing to that outside receiver. He just can't seem to break that last tackle.
Johnson County. That's who it is. That's 8th grade Division 1. Or Division 1, I believe. Johnson County and Northern Pulaski coming up in the nightcap. So stick around. We got some good football still to come.
We do.
LCA with the football. 2:43 to play. Leading 24-0. Back to throw is Moore on the. Thank you. And incomplete. Looking downfield for number 6, Knight. And we have a roster right there.
All
Ask
right,
you shall
thank you
receive.
very much. Who brought that in?
I assume it's somebody from Pikeville. Maybe they're part of the radio crew here.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So now we have numbers. And they actually laminated it too, Coach. Look at that.
On the ball. I'm
Yes,
telling you,
sir.
we finally
So
got it.
We apologize to the Pikeville fans out there who might be watching and listening to our broadcast. Again, Pikeville, 4 teams played over at LCA yesterday. These 2 teams were half of those. They bring Brown in motion, fake it, Moore keeps it going at the middle, going
nice
nowhere.
Nice job. 34 made the tackle there.
Barrett Caudle on the tackle.
Caudle, nice job.
For the Panthers of Pikeville. Well, I tell you, I remember back in the day in Class A football, Pikeville, and they're still Class A, but you had the guy by the name of Hilliard Howard as the head coach. Had some pretty good teams up there in the area, and they ran the wishbone, the true wishbone look.
He was there for a long time, too.
I think Hilliard Howard Stadium was named after him, where the University of Pikeville plays as well. They share the facility with the Pikeville high school team. On the tackle, Landon Hammock, number 57. He stands out to you, number 1, because he's much taller than a lot of his compadres out there.
And 32 is getting involved all the time, though.
That is Carson Wright for Pikeville.
Nice job by him.
It'll be 4th and about 13 from their own 49-yard line. Actually make it 4th and 12 for LCA. I got online one time on YouTube, and I saw a Pikeville versus, I think it was Belfry, alumni game.
That'd be a war.
There were some old folks out there playing.
Little fake, throwing a fade down the sideline.
And it's caught. And he'll stay in bounds, and a touchdown coming for LCA with 1:05 to play in the first half.
Yeah, that was a really good job. Number 9, Hammond.
Elijah Hamilton Moore, a nice throw and a nice catch.
Yeah, Hammond got loose on the sideline, a little fade pattern, and I think he beat the coverage. The guy tried to push him out of bounds for Pikeville, just couldn't quite get enough on him to push him out of bounds. So, with 1:05 to go in this first half, LCA a commanding lead.
It's 30-0 now, and we'll have the replay of that in just a second.
Right.
Moore with receivers on either, or backs on the other side. Pitches back to McGahee. Will throw the left hand. Soft toss in the end zone. Good for a 2-point conversion to Hammond. He catches the touchdown and the 2-point
conversion. He said, well, I might as well do that too. So, pretty good job. This is a very good team. They run a lot of these spread plays that the varsity runs over there, and the only difference I think really is that the varsity team has a much faster tempo when they run plays.
Going to have the touchdown catch here, Coach, coming up right here.
Good little fake to the tailback. Nice throw right down the sideline, little fade route, and stays in bounds for the touchdown.
Yeah, Blake Birchfield just didn't get enough on Hammond to push him out of bounds. But I was going to tell you, Coach, I was watching on YouTube that Pikeville Belfry alumni game, and there's a whole bunch of folks out there. Well, it's that whole alumni game, flag football, right? Full uniforms.
Full uniforms.
Oh yes, sir.
Tackle football.
Oh yeah, and they took it seriously too, man. I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they did it for charity, I believe, too, up there. And this was back a few years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago, but. I couldn't believe when I was watching it. I was going to say, I'll just see what it's all about. And I wound up watching the whole thing. Unbelievable. I'd be in traction for a month.
Well, they better have an ambulance handy for that.
They had several. I saw that on the thing. Dobbs to kick off for LCA. Birchfield deep. I think it's Birchfield that's got it. On the return.
Man, he got pounded too.
I did see the 2. It's either Birchfield or Wright on the return for. That was Wright this time on the return for. It might have been Isaac Coleman. It was either 32, 12, or 22.
So until 8 was in on the tackle, though.
That was Tyler Morris for LCA.
Play coming in here with the quarterback.
And we're under a minute, 56.1 seconds to play, 32-0. in favor of LCA here in the first half of action. But if I'm not mistaken, I think this is LCA's first appearance. Actually, they think about 5 years ago they were there with the 7th grade team a few years back.
Number 9 on the carry, the quarterback.
That is number 8 would be Isaac McNamee. That's one of those tough numbers to see, that 8 and a 9
It's
again.
so difficult to see. He's over there right. Look, we get the binoculars on him. He's over there right now.
Yeah, it's number 8. I can see it on timeout. Pikeville. He got no gain to be second down and 10 from the 24-yard line with 39.6 to play. At halftime, Coach Meehan and I will give you a recap of the first half. Also, get you ready for the second half, give you some stats and facts and figures. And I tell you what, if you missed the first game, you missed a good one. The final score kind of misleading. We had Corbin head coach Brett Jackson up here, whose team won the ball game 28-9 over Boyle County, but he was very complimentary on how tough a ball game that was between his ball club and the Eagles of Boyle County Middle School. And how many times do you hear any head coach say they game plan around a kicker?
Yeah. It's funny, Darren, you talk about that. A lot of times a coach will say, the other team is tough, and then you look at the score, and there was, a couple touchdowns or more. But that score is was not indicative of the game itself.
It was actually 12-6 going into, or 18-9 going into the fourth quarter.
Right.
And it was still anybody's game.
Nice throw.
They'll throw it down the sideline, intercepted by Brown. Back inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, and he runs right into number, looks like number 1. Was it number? No, 64. That is Gage Khan for Pikeville. Tackles Brown.
Well, Genghis Khan made the tackle.
Yeah, buddy.
If we could just see these numbers, we'd be able to.
Yeah, we're working on it, folks.
It's tough.
I'm doing my best here. Brown outran as fast as my eyes could get the signal to my brain to move the binoculars. They fake it, give it off to McGahee on the end around.
Nice
He's
tackle.
dropped down at the 7. I think LCA is going to call a quick timeout, leading 32-0.
Yeah, it would be good if they score a touchdown here. They give it to a running clock in the entire second half.
Yeah.
It's freaking spectacular for LCA.
You look down on the LCA sidelines, there's a whole bunch of people not in uniform.
Oh, yeah, look, here's an interception on the replay.
This is Brown going up and high pointing it.
That kid's a superstar.
Yeah, he looked really good.
Bringing it all the way across the field there. And then Khan.
He runs right into Khan.
Khan said, well, hey, you may be about a foot taller than me, but guess what? You're going down.
Especially if you run into me.
Yeah. I made a tackle like that one time, Coach, when I was playing quarterback way back in the day. Guy looks at me and says, nice tackle. I said, what tackle? You ran into me. More fakes, throws, caught
flag
by Knight inside the 5. We have another flag.
Wow.
So we're probably going to get it offsetting. I think we may have an offensive penalty on LCA with the first flag. And I think we're going to get maybe a late hit out of bounds on Pikeville.
This is kind of crazy, to tell you the truth.
See what we
that
got
second
here.
flag, you're right, was thrown so late, too. A little discussion with the officials. At least 5 out of the 7.
Yeah, because 2 of them are over here by themselves. They feel left out over here on the near sideline. It's not a discussion. That's now a conference.
Yeah, it is a conference.
Yeah.
Well, this LCA team looks pretty darn good. The varsity team is extremely good. So this looks like their program's got a good future.
Unfortunately, for that program suffered their first loss Friday night to the Admirals of Danville. Yep, we have a hold against LCA.
It was a procedural penalty.
Oh, was it procedural?
Yeah.
And it'll replay first down from the actually they're going to call a dead ball personal foul penalty on Pikeville. So
it's half the distance.
It's half the distance, and it'll bring up 1st and goal from the 6.
Illegal formation against LCA. Did a personal foul against the Panthers.
So
the ball is on the 6-yard line. It'll be
because the young man had stepped out of bounds, that's why they marked it off. And the Pikeville coaching staff wants an explanation. So
got it.
One of the coaches over there, or one of the officials over there, telling him that, explaining it. 16.4 seconds to play. Now, see, I never knew when you go to 7 officials, when you had the 2 back in the defensive backfield, which one's the side judge and which one's the field judge. They give it off.
Good defense there, too.
To Knight on the carry.
Really nice job by McNamee coming over there and helping
Birchfield on the tackle.
Yeah.
9.9 seconds to go. LCA calls another timeout.
Be a good time for a field goal. You know, if you got a kicker, test your kicker. Give him an opportunity.
Well, Dobbs has drilled a couple of really nice long kickoffs, but
they might try for the throw to the end zone one time.
Brother is the kid that plays for the football team for LCA, the high school team. But he was their soccer star. This is his first year playing, and he's a superstar on the football team this year.
Who?
Dobbs.
Dobbs' brother, big brother.
Big Dobbs.
Well, if I was Dobbs, I'd be lobbying to try to kick a field goal. Especially if he was anywhere near the stadium here at Bryan Station for the first game.
Well, you know what? They may try. There's 9 seconds, and that's time enough for 2 plays, and it's 3rd down. So I agree with Darren. I do. I think they really need to try to kick a field goal here if they don't get in. But I'm sure what they'll do is, try to throw the ball in the end zone here.
Moore under center, power eye behind him. They turn, give it off to Brown, lowers his head, drives towards the goal line. We'll get down
They're
about.
going to give him the 6. They're going to give him the touchdown.
Well, boy, he went farther than I thought. I was going to say down inside the 3, but he went a little bit farther than that. And a touchdown, Brown. Xavier Brown, and we'll have the running clock now from this point on as LCA up 38-0.
We'll see that score again. It looks like he just got that last little bit on his own.
I thought he was going to go down inside the 3, and that would be about it. But evidently the pile just kept moving.
They're going to kick the extra point.
Dobbs going to try the extra point now, up 38-0.
Oh.
Snap was high a little bit. Nice job by Moore to put it down. The extra point is good.
Good job. Yeah, he did. He ducked his head and ran right through the defense on that touchdown. Really nice job.
39-0 with 3.8 seconds to play before halftime. And Pikeville has been hit with a couple of haymakers from LCA.
Did they give you, when you got this, yeah, that's what I wanted to see.
See who the coaches are?
Yeah, Doug Charles is the head coach. Ethan Etzley is obviously assisting here a little bit. Marty Moore, that's a name for you as an assistant coach on that team.
If anybody doesn't know who Marty Moore is, he was one of the all-SEC linebackers, middle linebacker for Kentucky.
Joey Thacker, an assistant coach.
Joey is the head coach of the Franklin County women's basketball team who've made the state championship game the last 2 years. Unfortunately, they run into a couple of buzzsaws.
That happens.
Yeah, last year Mercer County, guess what? Mercer returns 4 of the 5 starters and 6 of the top 7.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some names on here. Lamont Brown.
End of the first half. With the end of the first half, it's 39-0 in favor of LCA. Back with the halftime as well as some highlights of this game. And Coach and I will be back to share some stats and get you ready for the second half of LCA and Pikeville on PrepSpin.com.
Take a little walk with me. I'll keep you in good company and be there for you to the end. You'll never be alone, my friend.
He needs to buy a steak dinner each.
At Lexington Diagnostics Center, we love athletes.
We understand that when you are injured, the results of an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray can be the only thing keeping you off the field.
And that's what we're here for.
Say more more next day appointments, front door parking, and our on-site radiologists make it easy for you to quickly get the results you and your doctor need. Call and compare prices.
We can save you hundreds of dollars.
We would love to help get you back in the game. Call and compare prices
At the Lexington Diagnostic Center.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank Text Banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Are you a Kentucky high school sports fan? Do you know where to find the latest news and information on your team, your competition, and high school sports action across the state? Join the fun and excitement at BluegrassPreps.com. You can support your favorite team, test your sports knowledge, and share news and views at BluegrassPreps.com for all the latest on Kentucky high school sports, other sports, and a whole world of lively discussion. Get on board at BluegrassPreps.com.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthodontics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
My tax refund usually helps me out, but this year it was much lower than what it was supposed to be. This isn't enough to get me caught up. What am I supposed to do?
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
I used my credit cards over the holidays, and I thought I could make it work. But between the bills and everything else, I'm really starting to fall behind.
A lot of people out there are drowning in debt.
We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode. You can have a brighter future away from debt.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Say no to debt. Get your bankruptcy started for as little as $78 today. In Lexington and now in London.
Sitters are here.
I'm ready. Okay, kids, behave.
Man to man.
I got the little guy.
Oh, did you leave cash for the pizza?
I got it.
With more features than ever.
All right, who's hungry?
Mobile banking from Central Bank lets you deposit checks, pay bills,
You're gonna get a rip screen.
send and receive funds with Pop Money, and more. So you can stay in the game without missing a step. Do more with mobile banking from Central Bank, official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
All S, all P, all O, R T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall and allsportslex.com, locally owned and operated since 1972.
At White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, we believe that greatness is in the details. Each decision we make is for the benefit of our patients and our community. This means using industry-leading technology to help you achieve your goals and uncover your perfect smile. Our precision and efficiency results in an experience that is both pleasurable and affordable. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics, applying precision and elegance to your smile.
I tell you what, though, what's funny is watch him.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Really smart girl. You might get it sooner than I'll tell you some classy girls too. I deal with them every summer.
Yeah, that's a good comment you can say to them. Say, Coach, y'all got the running clock. You must have wanted that meat girl bad.
Yeah, the word got out. We got Mindy up there.
She's only going to be a freshman this year for that girl.
All right.
She come up to me and tried to talk to me at the KBA last week, and I'll be honest. I just sort of said, you know, I'm so dismissed. There's your I'm very ill. Looks like a 20-year-old. Just on in three. Very well spoken.
There's staying lots of people down around there.
That's like tomorrow. Like I got Casey Kern over at Georgia Tennessee. He started sophomore year, and I told Keith I played high school against Keith. And
do you need some sunglasses out there?
And I told
these are good. I mean, they don't block anything out.
I told Casey, thank God you got your mom. Yeah.
I wish I had thermal socks.
Of course, Keith looks at me.
Should have worn 2 pairs of
sweatpants. Keith, I went to school. I know better.
I tell you how to keep your feet warm.
Did you ever see that movie?
Put your socks on, then put plastic bags over your feet, and then put them in your shoe. Take your plastic bag, put it on your foot, kind of tape it down. Never get cold.
He played that for the Hill show. That's all. But yeah, Casey's a beautiful young girl. She's just. She got a little mean streak here too, though. Oh, she'll not kill you. I tell you, that tall, good looking one, that Bobby.
Oh.
You get on her wrong side, she'll put you on the floor. Where?
Like go to Shredders.
Rebecca had a mean streak.
I got one on too.
Elbow her. Cowboys.
What word is that?
I'll make it through.
I don't know, man. You wouldn't believe it.
I was thinking about taking this backpack out there and just put my feet in it and zip it up.
You got 2.5 more pants to go.
Huh?
Why you wear hunting socks?
That's what I need is some thermal socks. All right, you guys are back on.
Back here at Bryan Station High School at halftime of, well, this is Division III, right? Division III of the 8th grade championship, and it is all LCA so far in this one through the first 16 minutes of action. They lead here at the halftime break 39-0, and of course high school rules apply when it comes to the, how did you do that, Coach?
There you go.
Cold air got the cord real stiff too, and you got a mangled mess there, Coach.
I got it.
Well, good news was it wasn't around your neck though doing that.
No.
It could have been real tough on
got
it.
A little tangled up here. We had a little. We were talking about the. I know we may have been on the air, but we were talking behind the scenes a little bit about how cold it is, and for some reason it seems colder today than it did yesterday.
Well, it might be there's some wind today where there wasn't yesterday as much. A noticeable wind that we had. And I don't think, too, the rain didn't help this morning much either. Do you think?
No, I don't think so. The snow
didn't
help either.
The spitting of snow this morning up here. But in case you missed it, our first game today, a pretty good game. Corbin wins the Division II title of the 8th grade championship series with a 28-9 win over Boyle County. A great performance by Trayvon Longmire again for the Red Hounds. But one thing that stands out, we got to mention again, 3 field goals by Jackson Smith of Boyle County, 41, 25, and 51.
51, that'll be on Sports Center.
Wow.
Let me get some stats real quick while the teams are getting prepared to go out here. 39-0, like we said, with LCA ahead. Of course, they're dominating on the stats, rushing yards. Pikeville only has 14 yards rushing. LCA up to 79 yards rushing. Passing, a very good passing team, by the way, LCA. They're quarterback's 2 for 8 for, I don't know. Let's see. It doesn't have the yardage on here. Passing yards, 65 yards. There it is. 144 yards total offense for LCA. 8 yards total offense for Pikeville. As far as leaders go, Xavier Brown, 6 carries, 76 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's a pretty good morning of work for him. And then struggling a little bit, Carson Wright, 3 carries for 6 yards. For Pikeville, passing, Mason Moore, let's see, Lexington Christian, 1 for 7, 51 yards. And Isaac McNamee, 3 for 6, with 1 interception. Blakefield has 2 catches for 4 yards for Pikeville and for Lexington Christian. Elijah Hammond, 1 catch for 51 yards, and Xavier Brown, 1 catch for 14 yards. Let's go, Darren.
Back to action we come as Pikeville will kick off going right to left on your viewing device. And I finally heard on my old throwaway phone I have here, Coach, from my good buddy Kevin and my college buddy from down in San Antonio, Texas.
Nice.
He got in trouble intentionally this afternoon with his ex-wife, or with his wife, so he can go down to his man cave just to watch middle school football.
That's pretty good.
He'd much rather watch middle school, he said, than the NFL right now. He's so mad at him. But he's down there in San Antonio. Told me it was like 75 degrees and really comfortable. And I said, he goes, what's it doing there? I said, well, kind of overcast, gray, a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow mix, and cold.
Yeah, and San Antonio's a beautiful time. I spent a week down there on vacation one time. Loved it.
Kevin's one of my good buddies, and he somehow found out about my uncle passing away yesterday and was expressing condolences. Moore gets away from a rush of Panthers and gets something out of nothing. There were a couple of Panthers had a shot at him in the backfield at about the 40-yard line. Now Moore shaken up by on the play is.
Yeah, I think it was a little. They piled on him a little bit too, and he's not a very big person.
No,
so
he's
a couple of big boys.
A little undersized quarterback there. He tried to get up, but just the body says no there. So watch it here. Bad snap. He was in trouble. Got inside the 40 in slow motion. Looked like he may have gotten bent kind of awkwardly there.
Yeah, he slid down. He slid feet first, and a couple of people laid on him. So
yeah, may have gotten bent a little funny.
Yeah, with the staff of Bluegrass Orthopedics, Andrew Carlson, the trainer, out there taking care of him. We'll see Andrew come in there, and they do a really good job. I know Andrew personally. When I was coaching at LCA, he was a trainer over there, and the whole crew, they are very, very good at what they do, very well trained. And
yeah. I know we're doing middle school, but did you see last night the passing of Alan Feldhouse Sr. yesterday?
No.
The horse.
I didn't see that.
As he played for Adolph Rupp, and want to pass along the condolences to the Feldhouse family. Of course, in Central Kentucky, a lot of people know Alan Jr. over at Madison Central. Didn't realize Willie had moved from Greene County as the head coach to Male as the head basketball coach. Great family, and we want to pass along those condolences to those fine folks. I know Alan catches a lot of stuff that we do, whether it be high school football, volleyball, soccer, whatever, and he says, I've caught the last couple of years the middle school state championships you've all done. Awesome. So, Alan, if you're listening, we sincerely send our thoughts and prayers with you. Handoff tonight, coming here on the near side, gets around the corner, gets inside the 40, and has run out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
And that'll be a first down. So LCA is back to their normal driving the football. They run the ball to set up the pass, I think, is what they do.
Yep. Clock runs, and it'll be continuous clock for the whole second half with LC up 39-0. Moore back into the ball game for the Eagles. I didn't see who took the snap at quarterback just an instant, did you?
No.
Gee whiz. Pay attention there, Darren. Sometimes I'm too poor to pay attention. Moore gets a snap, gives it off to Knight. Knight drops the football. Moore gets back on it at the 46-yard line. Best play defensively probably for Pikeville.
Yeah.
And on the tackle would be Carson Wright, number 32 in black.
Carson Wright came through there pretty quickly and made the tackle, dropped the football, but the quarterback was right on it, watching the ball carefully, saw what came out, and popped right on top of it.
5:50 clock running. Next game, as we mentioned, the 7th grade championship, Cottle and Corbin. Gary Ball and Coach Mike Meehan will bring you that one. I'll be back for the championship game of the Division I championship, Johnson County against Northern Pulaski. They turn, pitch it back to Knight, hit in the backfield, straighten up and dropped.
They got themselves straightened out defensively, didn't they?
Looks like a little bit they have, yes, sir.
They have. Now, I'll tell you what I'm seeing. We have a mismatch over here on the wide side. They're running a cover 2 defense, which means that they have 2 safeties, and the safeties are kind of shading the hashes.
Mm-hmm.
But the safety on this side, on the short side of the field, he's kind of cheating in a little bit, and they're trying to play a little bump and run look, or maybe on the outside with the corner, and the corner's real small.
Isaac Coleman on the tackle for Pikeville, and there was a penalty flag here on the near side. Didn't see it. Illegal procedure against LCA. Penalty refused.
Check it out. They're double covering over here.
Blitz coming. Moore hit as he throws the ball.
It's a good screen pass.
And this one's going to go for the touchdown. I believe that's Knight, or is that Brown again?
That's Brown.
We have I have never seen this happen before. There's going to be a personal foul roughing the passer on Pikeville, but I've never seen this happen before. The official reached for his flag, and all in one motion went to throw it. Well, guess what? He didn't have the flag. He had to reach a second time and throw it. Flag never came out of his belt.
No, it was stuck.
I've never seen that before, though.
Yeah, well, they call
roughing the passer, and that was close. Maybe he led with the crown of his head. That might be why they're going to call that, though.
Right. They hit him from behind, too, after the ball was thrown. A little screen pass out here. And, again, nice job of blocking out front with the linemen. They practiced this screen. I know the varsity did over and over and over again. 3 or 4 different kinds of screens they have.
Extra point from Dobbs on its way. Looks like he hooked it left, and he did.
Had a little golf shot on there.
Yeah, 4-4. That looked like my tee shot, making an immediate left.
Making an immediate left.
4:41 to play in the third quarter. LCA on top 45-0 over Pikeville. Coach, help me out with the running clock. It's supposed to run through extra points and stuff, all right?
They'll start it right away. They want to get set up. They'll allow them to get set up, and then they'll
But the only time it started at the high school level, at least, was oh boy, I'm looking down here in the left end zone just now at Cottle. All black uniforms with a thin line around the number. The numbers are even black. Oh boy,
that would be fun. Yeah.
Good luck, Gary Ball.
Yeah, they'll start this. They stop the clock on timeouts and on injuries.
Yeah, I thought that was at high school level. I know. I'm not sure how they work it out with the middle school level.
Well, the referee will look up in a minute and crank this clock. I think right now he hasn't noticed it. So,
but the good news is he's got 6 other pairs of eyes out there now instead of just 4.
Right.
Well, I tell you, don't you think that white hat watched Jackson Smith kick a while ago? Look where he's at.
Yeah, he's way back there.
He's 2 yards outside the backside of the end zone. Now, Dobbs has a good leg. Not taking away from him, but I don't know if he's got as good a leg as Jackson Smith.
Yeah, the ball fell off the tee. He's going to try to kick again here. You see, he's winding the clock now. See what I'm saying?
There we go.
They wait till the ball.
He may have looked up and saw it too.
Yeah, I think he did.
This one.
Bam! That's in and out.
Yeah, well, Andrew Dobbs said, "Guess what? I'll show you, Mr. Douglas, how good a leg I have."
Yeah, that was a little.
Of course, he was kicking off from the 45-yard line of Pikeville after the 15-yard penalty.
What's this guy's number here? I want to see. They had a little action going on.
A little skirmish over there on the far side.
The little guy just coming off the field, shaking hands with the coach.
Right here at the bottom?
Yeah.
That is number
11? What is it? 39?
Oh boy. Turn around.
No, he's back to us now.
Which one?
I'll get it. It was kind of fun.
23 right there with the managers there with the water jugs and stuff. Oh, excuse me. That's not a water jug. That's a Funyun bag. They give it off. This is number 12. Boy, he just got tripped up. And on the tackle for LCA was number 24, McGay. He just got a piece of Blake Birchfield's foot, or that was going to go for a long run for the Panthers of Pikeville.
A little 5-yard gain, though, so they're moving the ball a little bit. I'm just surprised that they just don't seem to have any firepower here against this LCA.
Well, the potentate of play-by-play is in the house. Mr. Gary Ball making his way up here to the press box.
All right.
They turn counter action on the carry for Pikeville. Number 32, that is Carson Wright. It'll be 3rd down and about 2, maybe a little shy of 3. And a 2:41 clock running clock here in the Division III 8th grade championship game this afternoon here. And it really came because of mistakes made by Pikeville, a couple of turnovers.
Early, too. Wow. First play from scrimmage.
Just 3 and out a couple of times. Just tough. Got themselves here's a quarterback sneak by McNamee.
McNamee did a good job on that, following his center out through there.
You know, there's a time to really follow your center straight up behind him, and there's other times to go to either hip of the center, and that's usually if the defensive team has a nose guard hit up on your center, you want to choose a hip to go to.
Absolutely.
Best guy ever doing that, Tom Brady. That's why he never gets hit directly. You ever notice that? Although he did take a pretty good one the other night in their game. Under 2 minutes to play in the 3rd.
He's getting hit more and more, too.
Yeah. Gary Ball in the house.
All right.
In the house. We can actually now make it official. McNamee throws kept and dropped.
The ball.
And that is right.
Yeah, right, number 32.
Had it and dropped it. Well, Gary, did you see the first game? Our young man place kicking for Boyle County. Oh, definitely, no doubt. He kicked a 41, a 25, and a 51-yarder. Huh? They got beat, but he accounted for all 9 points.
We're struggling with the numbers.
Boy, you got a good one next game with Cottle. Did you see that? I got their roster, but good luck in seeing their numbers. They're all black uniforms with black numbers and maybe white trim around it. It's tough still to see them. Trust me. Here's McNamee on the quarterback keeper around the left side. Gets up the sideline here on the near side. Run out of bounds by, I believe that's McGahee again. It is McGahee who made the tackle. Ran McNamee out, but a nice block getting around the corner. That looked like Birchfield that may have been throwing the block that got McNamee around the corner. And Pikeville with their best offensive series here with back-to-back first downs.
Yeah, well, it was snowing earlier.
Oh, boy, it was really snowing earlier.
Screen.
Now you can see it spitting right across our screen right there. That's not confetti, folks, falling. That's called snow.
For Darren Douglas, it's not a party.
No, it's not. I don't have a party. I'm too old for parties.
Nice run again.
That's right. Lowers his head, runs over an LCA defender, and gets inside the 45, and down close to another first down for Pikeville.
Yeah, we're having they're finally getting to move the ball a little bit here, running that power stuff.
Yep. Into the third quarter, it's all LCA, 45-0, as we head to the fourth quarter of the Division III 8th grade championship here in Lexington. On PrepSpin.com, we'll keep it right here. Again, coming up. Well, we appreciate the help from.
We want to stay here.
The former commissioner of the KHSAA, and don't think nobody listens to us on middle school games.
His feet are freezing.
Yeah, Alan Fellhouse Jr. listens to us.
His feet are ice, so I brought him some foot warmers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, we took him to race, I guess, Gary.
How's that, William? Bridget's my hero.
Bridget, I don't know if you could hear William Warfield's comment in the background. He said you're his hero now.
This is a running clock, people, and it's going fast.
And guess what? He didn't have but one sock on at that point.
Yeah, well, thank goodness for William running
yes,
in and
sir.
out like that.
First and 10 for Pikeville from the LCA 40-yard line. Their deepest penetration of the day. McNamee fakes, runs left, cut down. Literally cut down by McNamee again. We're at the bottom of your screen. You see the. You see the 7th grade.
We'll get the camera straight here in a minute.
Just see at the bottom of the screen the Corbin 7th grade team coming out to their fans here.
That snap wasn't very important.
No.
Who has stayed in front of
more important.
We have a timeout on the field, but who has? I tell you what, you want to talk about some diehard football fans. Corbin's 8th grade game was the game before this one. Their fans stayed put.
Yeah, from 11 o'clock
Never
on,
moved from the first game to the down. The 7th grade just walks in front of them and they give a loud cheer.
Yeah, that's nice.
Uh-oh. Don't like that blanket down in front of me. Do you, Coach?
With the orange and white?
The big orange-white, yes.
Tennessee?
Tennessee Coach.
I don't care.
At least the Cats pulled it out last night.
They pulled it out.
I was a little worried.
Yeah, they almost gave up the big Hail Mary there.
My heart almost fell in my lap when Stephen Johnson was taken to the locker room for a quick examine of the concussion protocol stuff. 2nd and 9. McNamee only got one. He'll throw on the fade route. Back shoulder fade and incomplete.
Yeah, he threw it exactly where he's supposed to on the sideline. Maybe could have got it out a little bit closer to the receiver. But I like his smooth delivery. I think McNamee is going to be fine. He has a nice
that delivery. It wasn't a real long, elongated delivery. I'm trying to see who he was intended for there. Man, a young guy went right into the huddle. Couldn't see. But he just kind of a little pull up to the ear and a little snap of the wrist.
Right, yeah. Like a little
guy who's in the Hall of Fame, Dan Marino.
Looked like Michael Vick a little bit, too.
A little bit, yes, sir. Only he's right-handed. McNamee, they go back to the same play, and he throws this one incomplete. Looked like the receiver, though, stopped on him.
Yep.
Remember the McNamee that played at Pikeville?
Yeah.
State championship team?
Might be his son. You never know. Tell you what. Yeah, what was the other name up there that was huge up there for forever at Pikeville? It was oh man, I can't. Was it Howard? I know the head coach was Hilliard Howard. Was there a bunch of Howards that came through there one time? You know,
there were some Dotsons that played
yeah.
there.
You go up to Johnson Central. It seemed like Gambles and I can't remember the other name, but there were a ton of Gambles went through there. 6:16 to play, even though the incomplete pass, the clock continues to run. Bad snap on 4th down, and McNamee has to fall on at the 45.
Yep, bad. Hey, Gary, they got some pizza up for us today. So yeah, there's
on the other side of the cabinet out there.
Today it's only 4. Yesterday it was 6. Right?
4 and 6.
It was 4 games today.
Yeah, there's only 4. Yeah.
6 games, 10 games total.
He just throws numbers out, and I'm supposed to read his mind what he's thinking.
4 and 6, 6 and 4. We don't know.
I was like, huh?
Let's see. Is this a 7th grade team now, or what is this for LCA?
This is the 8th grade still.
I mean, subs, a bunch of subs.
Yeah, but this is still but we have a bunch of 7th graders on their roster.
That's what I thought too.
And a gate of about 12. That looks like Knight. That is Knight on the carry. That's actually looking like still most of their first teamers in there.
Did you know when you got a Pikeville roster, you still won't be able to see the numbers?
No, they're hard to see. I tell you what, though, I look down to the left. Good luck with Cottle.
Yeah, you're gonna have fun.
Oh goodness,
have fun with that game.
I mean, the uniforms look great, but man, they're hard to see.
Try to run a little power out of early flag.
Looks like somebody moved a little bit early.
A little procedure.
It's
again.
like, I do the Woodford County games, and Gary and Coach me and know that, and they have 3 sets of uniforms. They have white, they have all black, and they have gold. But the unfortunate thing for the gold, they're gold with gold on gold numbers on the jersey with a real thin black line. And you can't see them even with binoculars.
That's right. They're not doing that for us.
Nope.
They're picking the uniforms that the kids like.
So the kids go, ooh, that's a cool-looking jersey.
Look at this, 2 tights, power eye, backfield, ball control.
Counterplay off to Brown, tackle in the backfield, but he lunges forward for a couple.
Number 55 did a nice job coming in there and making that tackle.
That was Grant Scott.
Yeah, Grant Scott come in there.
On the stop.
Clock running, 4 minutes and 17 seconds.
Gary, Coach Meehan and I had a good time with that Boyle County Corbin game because we had tackles pulling from left to right and right to left. And
look at this coaching staff.
Unbelievable.
For LCA.
We have twin receivers to both sides. One running back to the right of Moore, the quarterback. He gives it off, and blitzing linebacker right drops the running back, number 40, Jeffrey Selby, in the backfield for a loss.
There's no give up and right.
No.
That's for sure. That's a nice stat.
I'm going to say, since you mentioned Marty Moore on the LCA coaching staff, I would bet 16 the quarterback is his son.
My neighbor.
And your neighbor? You wouldn't name drop on neighbors, would you? Isn't it that? Good grief.
Marty Moore's a darn good linebacker, I'll tell you.
You talking about a guy who had disregard for his body and throw it around everywhere? That was Marty Moore.
Very impressive. Oh, here we go.
We have a flag on the play. May have illegal procedure, but a turnover as Pikeville recovers the football. And it looks like number 23 for Pikeville, Caden Bartley on the recovery, and Pikeville will take over at the LCA 30-yard line.
Yeah, with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go in this game and the clock running.
Mm-hmm. Hey, wasn't Marty Moore that had a learning disability where he was dyslexic? He would flip his words and eliminate stuff and things like that, and he still was an all-academic SEC performer.
Yeah.
Tells you can do whatever you set your mind to, folks.
Hard-working guy.
I love hearing that story about him, though.
And another true story about Marty, his father died in his arms.
Yeah, remember that? I can relate with that one earlier this year.
Man.
Coach Gary Ball listened to me like, what am I?
Like I've ever coached.
Yeah, Coach. He's coached a lot of teams, and he's undefeated. Give off to the deep man. Oh, where did he come from out of the pile there? That's Carson Wright on the ball carry. Straight up the middle. All of a sudden, he comes squirting out the pass. Xavier Brown on the tackle for LCA.
Yeah, he
2:04 to play.
Came in that pile up and just came out the other side.
Well, we saw one blown dead in the game before this one like that, but this one, the officials evidently had a good look at it and saw he was still progressing forward, so they didn't blow it dead. 2 tight ends. Actually, no tight ends. Weird. Oh, we have twin receivers. That's what we have. McNamee going around the left side, still on his feet, put his hand down.
Yeah, broke the tackle. Number 24 tried to get into the tackle, and he broke it. That's McGahee.
Yeah, that's McGahee. We've called his name a ton.
Yeah, he's played a very good game.
From his linebacker spot. Boy, we've seen 3 good linebackers in the first 2 games. McNamee in this game, Sevier for Corbin in game 1, and Brown for Boyle County.
Yeah, exactly.
When you call their name more than 10 times in the game, they're active. 1:05 to play.
Just put your knee down, guys. No, they're going to get a run and play.
And they got the head coach with the Gatorade already. They give it off. Right. weaving and bobbing in traffic, spins, breaks a tackle,
Wow.
runs over another guy.
Impressive.
That's 90, runs over at the 5. He gets to about the 3.
They call timeout here. Try to get that. Yeah.
Timeout.
Why not? Try to get a touchdown. Get something going. You know.
You got the state championship.
touchdown.
Put points on the board for the state championship.
Right. Absolutely. Yep.
And they got the head coach, and guess who set him up?
Who set him up?
Usually the assistant coaches, aren't they?
Yep. Well, well, let me tell you something. I've been there, done that.
Uh-huh.
Our first win at Dunbar. Now, this is a true story. Our first win in Dunbar. We the first year we didn't win a game. We were 0-8.
Mm-hmm.
Came back the second year and upset Bryan Station the first game of the season, and they threw ice water on me. It was like 98 degrees outside, summertime, and I thought I was going to die. I could not catch my breath.
Sent shock into your body.
Awful.
Yeah.
And
Timeout.
I put the warning on him. Said, "Don't ever do that again, ever."
Now, Coach, everybody will say, "Why'd you only finish 0-8 in your first year? You played a JV schedule, if I'm not right, wrong the first year, right?"
It wasn't a JV schedule, but it was a schedule not okayed by KHSAA.
Okay. Timeout again, Pikeville, as they get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be second and goal.
We didn't qualify for the district. We knew that going ahead of time. They gave me a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 choices. You can get into the district right now and play all the big boys, or you can wait 4 years to get into the district, or you can wait 2 years and only play 8 games. And 1 year and only play 8 games. And I said, well, I'll do that. We scheduled 8 games, but the problem was one of the games we scheduled was Clark County when they won the state championship that year.
That was the 15-0 team.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know who made that schedule. I think the athletic director made that schedule.
It was Don Danko led Clark County team. Although now they don't go by Clark County as much anymore. They go by George Rogers Clark, the actual name of the high school.
Yeah. They were good. They were real good.
Second and goal. Fullback may have got a quick start, but they're not going to call that. He goes in for the touchdown. Is that McNamee that went in?
Yep. And
yep, McNamee, the quarterback.
That clock should still. No, they're going to stop the clock.
45-6 in favor of LCA. That team was led by a running back by the name of Hampton, if I remember, a big 235-pound bull of a young man.
They had a quarterback, a running back, and a fullback.
Doggone wing T offense.
They were good.
Who's that little back they had a couple years ago when they won state?
You talking about 91?
Pikeville?
No, just a couple years ago.
Oh, Pikeville? That wasn't a little guy. That guy's name was Derek Pugh.
Pugh?
Yeah, 6'3", 240 pounds. I get to see him on a weekly basis over at Georgetown.
Is he pretty good over there, too?
Yeah, he's fair. He had 6 carries the other day, last week for homecoming. 6 carries, 2 touchdowns.
Well, he ran like a bull in a china shop in that state championship game.
They give it off to Wright, and he goes in for the 2-point conversion.
He's had a good game.
Yeah, Wright's had a really good game. 45-8. LCA will win the Division 3.
This is where the
state championship.
The official's not going to wind that clock now until they
the
set the ball for the kick. And I don't know. If I was him, I'd just go ahead and wind the darn thing. Because all that can happen now, somebody could get hurt. I mean, that's really seriously, that's all that can happen now. Crank the clock in the football game, shake hands, and both celebrate being in the championship game.
And think about going home in front of your warm, toasty fireplace.
Yeah, with your fans that are sitting over there, love you. Look at all these fans for Pikeville. They come all the way. Their team's getting beat 46-8, but they're here and they're supporting their football team. They're good people up there. I mean, they really are. I've always said that I grew up in western Pennsylvania, in that part of Appalachia, and there, if you'd blindfolded me and driven me and put me in either place,
right,
I wouldn't know where I was because the everything looks the same in that area.
Right. Well, they haven't wound the clock yet. LCA expecting an onside kick.
Until they
try to get everybody aligned at the front there. Right. Get some guys in that haven't gotten in before.
Fisher should wind it, and
here's the onside kick coming, and that off the chest of the LCA guy, but he recovers it just as a Pikeville Panther gets there.
Yeah,
and the clock continues to run. LCA will win the 2017 Division 3 state championship for the 8th grade. here at Bryan Station High School. Stay tuned. We'll have the trophy presentation to LCA, and then we'll have our third championship game, the 7th grade championship game, the Spartans of Cottle High School out of Richmond, Kentucky, against the Red Hounds of Corbin.
No. Is that 7th grade?
Yeah, Cottle 7th grade.
Okay.
And you got 2 Corbin. That's 2 Corbins.
Yeah. Still on there. You got to do the trophy, especially for LCA.
I thought you were going to turn this down, though. You did last time.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Are we still on, I guess? Okay. Well, I tell you what, got some diehard fans out here in front of me. Sticking out through the rain and snow mix earlier.
We're looking forward to the trophy presentation, LCA. We think this is the first time they've been in this tournament, correct?
I believe they've been one other time, and I think it might have been the 7th grade. That was like 3 or 4 years, but it's been a while since they've been here. They were. I can remember they had blue helmets like the varsity did, and had the eagle wings on the top, on the helmets like they did, but now they've gone to just the LCA on the side of the helmets.
They're excited now. They're lining up for the trophy presentation, and that's a nice looking trophy out there. I'll tell you.
Yeah, they don't give it. They don't do this thing up cheap.
What do you think, guys, about the varsity team? Do you think they have a chance for it all?
If they get through Danville.
I tell you what, that was a great game. Evidently the other night. And it's been 2 of the best games last year in the state of Kentucky when those 2 met. There was a good one the other night. And
Pikeville Panthers, runners up.
Nice trophy for the runner-up.
I'm going to test your eyeballs, Gary. How you can see those numbers there, buddy?
And now.
That means they look good uniforms. They look good.
Congratulations to the LCA.
Yep, and that's that's the thing. They get here and they just did what they did, but they don't have a ton of yardage when it comes to total offense to the LCA. But what they did was they took advantage of Pikeville mistakes
every time, every single time. You're right.
Short fields and things like that. So when that happens, that just makes the head coach's job and things like that so much simpler.
Yep. What a game. That was good. We saw a very good football team. So thank you, sir.
I mentioned they only had 100 some odd yards. They wound up with 193. So see, I mean, you wonder how they scored that many points. Well,
193 yards, 33 offensive plays.
Took advantage of the turnovers and things they had.
Xavier Brown had 7 carries for 79 yards. Frankie Knight 8 carries for 33 yards for Lexington Christian. For Pikeville, Carson Wright had a good game, I think. 7 carries, 55 yards. McNamee had 12 carries for 33 yards. McNamee was 3 for 9, 1 interception. And Mason Moore, 2 for 8 for 97 yards and 2 TDs. A pretty darn good night for him. Birchfield, for Pikeville, had 2 catches. Wright had 1. Xavier Brown had 2 catches for 60 yards. Elijah Hammond had 1 for 51 yards. And let's jump down there. I always want to do it. Tackles for LCA. Chance McNamee had 8 tackles tonight.
McGahee, yeah.
McGahee, yeah, they have it written down here wrong. McGahee had 8 tackles. Tyler Morris had 5 tackles. Xavier Brown had 4. For the Pikeville, let's see. Yeah, Isaac McNamee had 5 tackles, and Carson Wright had 3.5 tackles. So pretty good.
PA guys taking me back to my high school days. A little Bob Seeger there. Come to Papa. I was like, man alive, I hadn't heard this song in years.
All right, well, we'll take a little break.
For Coach Mike Meehan and Gary Ball will be here next for the Cobble-Corbin game. William Warfield producing that all day. See you next time for the next game on PrepSpin.